Stop Demonic Attachments by Cherokee Billie. The number of demonic possessions around the world is surging and reaching emergency levels, exorcism experts have told Pope Francis. And yet what most people don't realize is that dealing and removing entities and dark energies can be easy and quick. As a spiritual advisor, I've been doing spiritual cleansing for people for many years, and recently I had a demonic experience that I cannot forget. A lady, Josie, who has been my client for several years, started dating a man named Roy. She sent me pictures of him, and when I saw him, I knew that there were demonic attachments on him. It would not be something that she wanted to hear because she so desperately wants a relationship. I told her that if she ever stopped seeing this man, to let me know, and I would tell her all that I had gotten about him. Many months later, Josie contacted me and told me she was not seeing him any longer. Of course, she wanted to know what it was I had seen. As gently as possible, I told her that he had spirits on him that were not good, and it was not for her best interest to keep seeing this man. When you are intimately involved with someone, you can take on these spiritual attachments. She reassured me that she was finished with him. Now we fast forward several months ahead, and she told me she was talking with Roy and that she had told him some of what I had gotten on him, and he'd like to have me cleanse his spirit of all negative energies. I was not real pleased that she had told him this, but I was willing to help him nonetheless. Roy called me to arrange an appointment, and I told him what I'd like him to do for preparation for this spiritual work. I wanted him to be in his bed lying down with bowls of salts on all four corners of the bed. I wanted him to listen to my meditation video while relaxing on the bed prior to our appointment. I went over this several times to make sure he would do it beforehand. He promised that he would have everything ready as I had instructed. At the time of our appointment, I called him and I could hear a vacuum cleaner going, and he told me that he was in my client's Josie's basement and was cleaning up. I was not happy because this was not where he should be, and he was not following any of the instructions I had given him. Negative spirits love dark places, and basements especially because they're dark. At last I got him to lie down, and I proceeded to do my spiritual work. This was going to be a bigger battle than I had anticipated because of him being in that basement. I worked on his spiritual and physical self using light and energy. Suddenly there was a loud growl on the telephone. I mean loud. It sounded angry and not of this world. I asked him what that was, and he said he did not know. Well, I knew what it was. The negative spirits were not happy with the work I was doing and making them move out of their host. I continued working more focused than before as I knew what I was fighting. When I finished, he said he felt really relaxed and that he hadn't felt this good in quite some time. It surprised me because of him not being prepared properly. I was grateful that what I did worked. 30 minutes later, I received a call from Josie. She was highly agitated and asked what I had done because she said she felt something come into her body when I was doing my spiritual work, and she now had a severe migraine and just felt terrible all over. I was sure that when the energies were removed from Roy, they found the most convenient vessel, which happened to be Josie. I told her to continue using white light on herself and praying. The only way I could be of real help is if she did a full treatment with me. I do not like to do this type of work frequently, and definitely not after just finishing what I had done. I have to make sure that I'm well protected before and after this type of spiritual warfare. An hour later I received a call from Roy, and he was all upset that Josie was feeling so miserable and wanted to know what could be done. I told him the same thing I told her. It turns out that the two of them had been playing around with communicating with the deceased. No wonder there were so many negative energies in her house. Any time you invoke spirits, you have to understand what you are doing and how to thoroughly protect yourself. If you do not know what you're doing, you can cause harm to yourself and others subject to these demonic forces. People see channeling and ghost stories on television and think it'd be fun to do. This is not a game to be played with. Communicating with the deceased is serious, and if you're not trained or experienced in this work, you leave yourself open to any spirit that may be passing by. I am telling you about this experience so that you understand what may be going on with you or someone you know. I have not heard from Roy since that night and really have no idea what happened afterwards with him. I did hear from Josie recently, and many things have gone wrong for her that should not have occurred, and I feel it comes from associating with the demonic forces. I gave my best warning to her and she just didn't believe it or receive it. If you feel that you have spirits attaching themselves to you and want help, I am available to do this work, and yes, I do it by telephone. I do not need to be in your presence or your home. I often do spiritual house cleaning by phone. I've been working at this over 35 years, and I know that I'm able to do things that many others cannot. This is one of the gifts I've received from the Creator. So to sum this up, do not play around with things you do not understand. You may get more than you thought. Consult me before delving into spiritual matters, no matter how fun it may seem. If you feel that you have spiritual attachments, remember, I do special services for this, and I usually get those spirits out, and if not, I give you the tools to continue working to help them leave. You may think it's fun to watch shows or read books about vampires, ghosts, demons, and supernatural beings, but they are quite dangerous and are opening you up to possible demonic attack. In a private session, I can help you understand the following. What are entities? What do entities really want? Where do they come from? What is the truth about black magic, lost ghosts, or spirits? What causes spirits or entities to show up in the first place and attach? Are these entities dangerous or harmful to you or your family? Should I be afraid, or should I just ignore them and hope they go away? To recognize when you've been attacked by entities. What on earth just happened? Can I clear entities myself, or do I have to have someone do it for me? Do you think you have spirits attaching themselves to you? Here is what I can help you with and provide you with the spiritual tools. Clear all negative energies and entities. Feel higher states of being and vibrations. Achieve more clarity, energy, motivation, and focus. Release all negative effects of demons, aliens, entities, black magic, and how to keep them away forever. Heal relationships that have been affected by negative influences. Enjoy feeling safe, protected, and empowered. Experience life to the fullest, experiencing more joy, miracles, and blessings. So if you or someone you know is having this sort of experience, contact me and let's work together and get these out of your life. It can be done and should be done so that you do have a better, happier life. Thank you for listening. This is Cherokee Billie.